beautiful. Lovely to see. I wimped out. It's just cold and breezy outside, so that means we're inside, which is not at all bad, is it? Because it means we get to do rocks, and it seems like it's been ages since we did rocks. So here, I have this lovely onyx egg. Most people think of onyx as being black and white, but it comes in all kinds of colours. And, well, this one's green and brown. And clearly it's a sedimentary stone, right? It grows in lava. Perhaps it's not sedimentary so much as it grows like a geode. I really don't know that much about it, but it's fabulous. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Sangmarie. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's lovely to see you. Just to share the beauty with you of being inside. And I can see someone else is on, but right now I don't know who you are, so hello to you. Heather, good morning, and Julian, good morning. I have to wait for Facebook to tell me, you see, but it's beautiful to see you all. And we have citrine, real, well, whatever that is, natural citrine, which is a smoky yellow sort of goldy colour. The orangey stuff is amethyst that's been exposed to radiation, and that makes it go yellow. Nora, good morning, sweetie. Hi, Dorothy. Lovely to see you. Just like white quartz, when it's exposed to radiation, goes black. Actually, I think with amethyst, when it gets hot, and then it goes orange. So what do you know? My geological knowledge is not massive. So there's some gaps. So just enjoying this. I don't even know where this piece came from. And hang on, does it say? Yes, it is from Zambia. Nancy, good morning, beautiful. It is lovely to see you. So we're just enjoying some rocks inside because it's too windy outside. Marginally, and it's cold and feel like it. This is not a crystal, right? But I wanted to show this to you. Mary, good morning. Good morning, Lisa Louise. Lovely to see you. You think, what is that? There is a New Zealand creeper whose name right now escapes me. But it's, it forms, in the New Zealand bush, it performs the function of any creeper. It goes from the ground, it goes up and twines around everything. And this is a fairly aged piece of that creeper that I picked up somewhere, and you can see it's actually sort of broken there. It's got a little bit of bark left here, but mostly the bark's fallen off, and you have this fabulous piece of twisted, knotted wood, which when it was alive would have been very springy and strong. And just right now, I can't remember what it's called, but you can look it up. Okay, so those are the rocks and the wood that we have today. And today I decided I want to talk about love, because love and emotions and feelings, and a number of us, you responded in different ways to yesterday's conversation. And there were things like, well, I learned to shut down my feelings because I was expected to, and I was taught to be on the receiving end of negative feelings, and now I don't have any of them. And also, I don't even know, people find it really hard to express their feelings because, maybe they don't know what they are. I touched on that yesterday. Maybe they can't get them out. There's that whole thing of emotions being difficult. And so I thought, well, what can I usefully say about that? I'm not very interested in philosophy and all the whys and wheres. I want to be useful. So I thought, well, in my own experience, joy was inaccessible. Anybody who's known me for a long time will know that, like a couple of years ago, I would say, look, I'm just aiming for peace. I'm aiming for ease. Don't talk to me about joy. It pisses me off. I get angry. Okay? Really? And I think entirely due to my work with Dr. Joe Dispenza's body of work, the meditation work that I do, which I absolutely adore now. I first connected to joy probably, when was it? I don't know, February or March or something this year. Really, truly felt joy. So, that's what it's like. And it was interesting. I'm getting warm now. It was interesting because I connected with joy, and I was like, I can actually bring this feeling up now. And then everything kind of changed. It was like all my other emotions disappeared for a day or two because there was a profound change that happened in me because I was beginning to open my heart. Because to have a truly elevated emotion like love, joy, compassion, caring, without all the sorrow, okay, without all the pain that can often come with these things, to appreciate beauty without bursting into tears, for me, to enjoy music without bursting into tears. Let me tell you, that's only changed in the last week. And I used to be a musician, but it just became associated with pain. To do that, to have genuinely elevated emotions, you actually have to open your heart. And you think, what the hell does that mean? And yeah, well, so what does it mean? So I decided to read you a little bit from Becoming Supernatural, if you can't read back to front. Hi, John. Great to see you. Because I thought, rather than me mess this up, I'm going to take just a little teeny tiny bit and I'm going to read it to you. It's in the chapter about heart intelligence. And I think it's better that I let the master explain this. As I said earlier, and you'll hear a lot of stuff that I have talked about because I've really absorbed this information and I'm living it. And it works. For me, it works. I see it work. Nefertiti, it's gorgeous to see you. Here we go. As I said earlier, every thought you think produces corresponding chemistry equal to that thought, right? Neurotransmitters in your brain, which in turn creates an emotion because the neurotransmitters talk to your emotional brain. You get neuropeptides, they speak to your emotional centers, and boom, you have hormones, muscles turn on, you get hot, you get cold, you have a feeling. Therefore, you are suggestible only to the thoughts equal to your emotional state. We now know that when our students are heart-centered and feel more wholeness and oneness, they're less separate from their dreams. Wholeness and oneness? What the hell is that? I had no idea for a long time. When they feel gratitude, okay, I understand that. Abundance, ooh, really? Freedom, okay, or love, whatever that is. Excuse my little subscript. So this is the kind of stuff that goes on in my head. When they feel gratitude, abundance, freedom, or love, all of those emotions welcome corresponding thoughts. Those heart-centered emotions, which actually you can't have if your heart is shut. This is what I didn't understand. Those heart-centered emotions open the door to the subconscious mind. Here it comes. So that you can program your autonomic nervous system. Remember, the autonomic nervous system is what runs your body. It's not, you're not thinking about breathing or sitting upright or, not passing out because there's no blood in your brain. Your autonomic nervous system is doing that for you. Nesrine, good morning. Those heart-centered emotions open the door to the subconscious mind, your autonomic nervous system, so that you can program, open the door to the subconscious mind so that you can program your autonomic nervous system equal to the thoughts of your new future. Different thoughts, new future. We also know that if they, the students, live in the feeling of fear or lack, but try to think they're abundant, they can't produce a measurable effect because change can only happen when thoughts are in alignment with the emotional state of the body. Oh, shit. Really, it's what I used to think. They can think positively all they want, but without a corresponding feeling or emotion equal to that thought, the message cannot be felt or understood throughout the rest of the body. That's why I go on and on and on and on and on about practicing positive feelings that go with different thoughts. So, you could repeat the affirmation, I am fearless, until you're blue in the face. But if it's fear that you're actually feeling, morning Linda, the thought, I am fearless, never makes it past your brainstem, which means you're not signalling your body and autonomic nervous system into a new specific destiny. The feeling is what produces the emotional charge, in brackets energy, to stimulate your autonomic nervous system into a different destiny. Without the feeling, a disconnect remains between your brain and your body, between the thought of health and the feeling of health, and you can't embody that new state of being. Okay, so what's this got to do with heart coherence? It's only when you can change your energy that you can produce more consistent effects. If you sustain these elevated emotions, which you can only have when your heart is coherent, on a daily basis, eventually your body or your life, in brackets, so I'm putting that in its innate intelligence, begins to make relative genetic changes, wow, in the way that I described earlier. Now, I read that to you. There's a lot in this book. That's because the body believes the emotion you are embracing, Holly, great to see you, is coming from an experience in your environment, even though you're just making this emotion up in your heart. The body is so objective, it doesn't know the difference between what you really feel in here and what's happening out there. So, when you open your heart, here it is. So, when you open your heart center, practice feeling an emotion before the experience occurs and marry it with a clear intention of what that experience is. The body responds as if it's in the future experience. That's the power of it, right? Brain and heart, actually heart and brain. That heart-mind coherence, mind and body working together, then influences your body, chemistry and energy in a series of ways. And he talks about all that. Okay, I'm not going to spend the entire time reading this because that's not the point. But I will show you this picture, right? Again, it's back to front. But we have heart rhythm patterns. And the first one is what happens when you're grumpy and upset and resentful or sad or whatever. And the one on the bottom, that beautiful even pattern, is what happens when you are feeling elevated emotions. And the effects on the body are well understood and measured and reproducible, right? Heart coherence is amazing. So how do you start playing with this weird idea of opening your heart? Tony, it's beautiful to see you. Perfect timing, honey. And for me, this has been an adventure. And by the way, there's always more love. There is always more love. Oh my God. I had no idea. And so what does it mean to open your heart? And how do you do that? So this is what I've learned to do. And you can roll along with this. You can play with this. And bear in mind, this is a skill. So if it feels wooden, if it feels, if you don't get it, if you don't feel anything, if nothing happens, if you're confused, what the feck are you going on about? Understand that's because you haven't done it before. It doesn't mean it doesn't work. It doesn't mean it isn't valid. It just means you don't know how to do it. You don't tell off a kid because it takes them a while to learn how to stand up or crawl or anything. It's like, you did a little bit, yay! So it's the same with us. If you've never opened your heart for 40 years because you had to shut it down to survive, that was me. And it was nobody's fault. With some people, it really is someone's fault. You can say, they did that, but, and all of that is valid, but still, you don't want to stay there because it has effects. Not going to go into those. So how do you do this? The first thing you do, you've got a breastbone, right? You can bang on it like a gorilla. And you can put your awareness in behind there. You can just, put your mind into the place where your heart is. Now, it's interesting, for a very, very long time, my brain automatically went to the pit of my gut. My awareness just went there. But you might have to make a distinction between the pit of your gut, which is like at the bottom of your breastbone, where your ribs stop. There's a sort of a point where your ribs curve up, and that's not the heart center. That is actually the solar plexus. The heart center is higher up behind your breastbone. So you put your awareness in there, and you think, what do you mean in there? Oh, I don't know, an inch or two, this much inside your body. Oh, yeah, and now I can feel it. I'm saying inside your body has done the magic for some of you because I can feel this. You're starting to fire and wire this in your brain. Now, some of you have done this a million times. Thank you for doing it with us because you're helping everybody else who hasn't. So what? Okay, I have to explain that. We are all quantumly entangled. You're sharing my mind. I'm sharing yours. Believe me. I feel it when you shift. When we are on a call together. That's just how it works. Because the heart, diversion, the heart is this amazing sensory organ. And it notices stuff when it's coherent. And I'm always really coherent when I come on with you guys because I meditate in the mornings. Hubert, it's great to see you. So put your awareness in your body, inside your body, in the center, behind your breastbone. Feel it in there. And it's not about thinking, oh, there's a pumping thing. Actually, it doesn't pump. It's more like a hydraulic ram. That's another story. It makes vortexes. It's this incredible structure. It's amazing. And it has an energy field. So what you're really doing is tuning into the energy field there. Morning, Jen! And it's measurable, by the way. This is not woo-woo new age stuff about an energy field. It's measurable. There is not just an organ which pushes fluid around your body and helps you breathe and everything else. It produces a measurable electromagnetic field, and it gets really big when it's coherent. It's 5,000 times more powerful, this magnetic field, when you are coherent, than the field put out by your brain. Just think about that in terms of manifesting what you want in your life. The signal to the universe. See why heart coherence is so important. Nothing is going to happen while you're thinking, no, you got to feel it. It's got to be visceral. It's got to be yours. And believe me, it's taken me a long time. Lots of practice because my heart was really shut. For good reasons. Nobody's fault. So you put your attention in there and you just pay attention to it. And even that makes a difference, right? And then, many of you have heard me talk about this before, but the next thing to do is to start directing your breath in and out of your heart. This is stuff I've learned from the Heart Math Institute. They worked all this out, and they do a lot of work with Dr. Joe, which is why, Heart Math, Joe Dispenza, they work into sets. So, breathe in and out of your heart. Now, that used to feel really weird to me because I'm used to thinking of my breath coming into my chest and then out of my chest, and that actually reverses. Like I have to imagine the breath coming into my chest this way and then imagine it going out this way. And you notice that I'm using my hands like, if you can imagine my arms going out. I love to think, feel, sense that my breath is coming from all around me, because that opens your focus. It's a really quick hack into a softer, open focus. Adrian, good morning. So allow your breath, however it works for you, just imagine your breath coming in to your heart and out of your heart. And I've been doing this for a little while I'm rabbiting on, so keep doing that. Keep breathing in and out of your heart. Now, while you're doing that, the next part takes a very conscious effort of will if it's not easy for you or even scary, right? It can be scary because you've had all these good reasons not to feel good feelings. Oh, that person's happy. Let me swat them down so they're sad. That happens a lot. There's many reasons, right? So just be aware that it can take a little courage or it can take determination because you just go, oh, feck off, I'm not going to, joy, happiness, whatever, right? So just be prepared for that. Choose an elevated emotion. And if you think, oh, feck, I don't know anything elevated, just go for gratitude. Because you are sitting in front of the internet, you are breathing in and out, which automatically means you have a whole bunch of things going on for you that many people on the planet do not. So be grateful for the fact that we're together right now. If you have nothing else to be grateful for, maybe be grateful for that. And start to breathe that gratitude in and out of your heart. Or if it's love, or if it's joy, that elusive thing that I didn't know what it was. If it's peace, breathing peace in and out of your heart. And every time you do this, and you notice how your brain wants to wander off and say, but I'm not peaceful and my life hasn't, it's like, I know, I don't care. Right now I'm just breathing this feeling in and out of my heart. And it takes practice. Because your body is saying, what are you talking about? No, I'm used to being whatever. And you're saying, no, but I am the mind and I'm just, for this moment, choosing to breathe in and out of my heart and having a focus on a particular feeling that I would like to experience more of. And that is very simply a tool that you can practice. If you keep doing this, don't let it go yet. Keep practicing that feeling while I'm talking. Keep practicing that feeling. And I can already feel that you're noticing some kind of shift. Some of you more than others. Don't sweat if you're thinking, I'm not feeling any bloody thing, Maddie. Don't sweat. It just means that for whatever reason, these circuits, you've not fired them for a long time. And you probably know all the reasons. But don't focus on those. Just keep your attention this far inside your body, behind your breastbone, that phony thing that when you tap it, it makes your voice go funny. And put it in there and breathe in and out of there, and then imagine the emotion. And if you don't know what the emotion is, just go for gratitude, because everybody has something they can be grateful for. Everybody. So just keep that breathing going. And remember, if you want to expand this a little bit, because again, this is my favorite way to do it, imagine the gratitude, and we'll stick with that because it's the easiest one, that you are breathing it in, and not just your air, not just your breath, but the gratitude, you are breathing it in from all around you. Can you imagine the gratitude that you're breathing it in your back? It's a really different feeling, yet engages a different part of the brain. Imagine that as you breathe in, the gratitude is coming into your heart from behind you. And imagine, oh, this is cool. Imagine that the gratitude or the love or the peace or the joy or whatever it is coming into your heart from someone else who is breathing it out right now. And as you breathe out, your gratitude is going to be breathed in by them. And by the way, the divine observer is watching us and endorsing our gratitude together. Can you feel how powerful that is? Because I sure can. And we all start to go into more coherence together. This is a really nice thing to practice with somebody else. And you don't have to do it in real time. You do not have to think, oh, but we're going to come off the call and then I can't. No. You can connect with anybody this way. And you know what? On some level or other, they're going to feel it. And amazing stuff happens when you do this. Speaking from experience. Not going to tell you the story now, but trust me, it does. Amazing stuff. But doesn't it feel good to just explore a little heart coherence? The more you do this, the easier it gets. And with practice, you actually get to be able to connect with your feelings, with the knowing that only the heart does. The brain thinks, the brain understands, the heart knows. So this is why we practice this. It's an amazing, amazing thing. And I'm loving it. I can feel it from here. It's beautiful. Don't want to stop. Never ever do. Thank you so much. Take it away and practice it. Remember this feeling and realize that you created it. And if you did it once, you can do it again. Big love. See you tomorrow. Practice. Tell me how it goes.